Hi, I'm here with Rob Green before he goes on stage for Radfest. Rob, how are we feeling?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Welcome to Nottingham. You're a Nottingham man yourself?
I am actually. Yeah, I was brought up in Nottingham for most of my life. So yeah, it's always nice to do a gig back home.
You've been up with the stars recently. You've been in like videos with the likes of Joe Dempsey for Blue.
Yes, yeah.
You'll be on stage with the likes of, is it Bublé coming up soon?
Yeah, in July. Yes.
Amazing. How humbling and how important is it coming back to sort of community festivals, local festivals like this when you've been up with the stars?
Well, the thing is that nothing about this feels any less professional. If anything, this is more organised than some festivals I've been to. Believe me. So yeah, it's great. I think the main thing is that Nottingham is one of those places where it's such a creative environment, and there's loads of people and lots of talent and lots of hunger for things like this. So it's a blessing. It's a pleasure to come back and see that Nottingham's creative sort of environment is growing and getting better all the time. So yeah.
I was going to say, is it encouraging to see that sort of towns and villages are developing their own festivals and their own music scenes nowadays?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if you just flip round right now and just show everybody, there's like a whole bank of people here, and we've got a whole stage, we've got activity stuff, and I think that it's sort of very easy for people to kind of go, oh, it's a local festival, and what is it going to be good? Is it going to be entertaining? And people have been here all day, and if anything, I think sometimes these things can be a bit more nerve-wracking because a local crowd is very honest. So especially Nottingham people. So I'm really, again, I just think there needs to be more of it.
Definitely. Well, yeah. I mean, I've been going around today, and you've got a big fan base already.
Oh, really?
People have been telling me I've known him since he was 3.
Yeah,
Used to be Right Rascal and that. But,
yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to hearing you, mate. But that's enough from me. The girls here have their own questions to ask, I believe. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. So, what inspired you to start playing music?
Well, actually, my friend Richard, my best friend Richard at school, when we were 14, he bought me a chord book for James Morrison's first album, Undiscovered, and I sort of learned how to do the chord fingerings and stuff on the guitar with that. And then I'd always written poetry and things like that. And then eventually I went onto ultimateguitar.com and learned even more chords and started putting the poetry to the music. And I really liked doing it. And it was a way for me to sort of express what I felt and what I was going through, and turn it into something that felt a bit more processed than it being all trapped in my head. So yeah, I guess that.
Spoken like a true professional, that, isn't it?
Who/what was your musical inspiration?
Ooh. Oh, that's a really good question. I have a lot of musical inspirations. I grew up listening to a lot of soul music. I really love voices, so like Sam Cooke's voice, Nat King Cole's voice, Aretha Franklin's voice, India Ari, who's like a soul poet, singer-songwriter. But yeah, I think overall the things that have inspired me the most as a writer is normally my own sort of experiences that happen very close to me. So yeah, I'm always trying to draw from that. And I think a lot of the things that go on every day with me, most of the time when I think something's happened that makes me feel quite alone and kind of separate to everybody else, when I turn that into music, a lot of the time I realize just how many people are going through the same thing. So yeah, I think that's where I get a lot of inspiration.
How do you prepare for a performance?
Are you sure that was the question? You don't look sure. How do I prepare for a performance? I normally try and have about a minute at least of just a sort of silence. Not necessarily complete silence in the room, but just me not talking, because I gas all the time. So it's a little bit of centering time. On a day like this, I have to take a lot of hay fever medicine.
Me and you both.
Yeah. I've a bottle of water, and I just kind of, it's more about just getting relaxed and trying to be present, because sometimes you can go on stage and try and create something that isn't actually the vibe or the tone of the day. So I'm just trying to always be awake.
Excellent. Well, I think do you have some more questions?
I've got one more. So, do you think there are any aspects of the music industry that need changing?
That are changing? that need changing. I actually think that the music industry is changing in a way that's really beneficial for artists like me. Back in the day, an artist didn't have the ability to connect with their fan base directly. It was always kind of through the label or through the marketing or the PR. And now, you know, I carry my fan base around on my phone. I can do Instagram posts and Twitter, and so everyone is following me. So you realize that you don't need necessarily things like a label or even you know, booking agent or management. There's nothing that you need. Everything is a bonus, and it's still possible to have a great career as long as you're connecting with your fans, and you can release your music yourself, you can record your music yourself. So I think the music industry is having to adapt to actually how much content is out there, how easy it is to get your content out there, and I think it's getting there. So I'm quite optimistic about where music's going.
Excellent. Is that all from you guys?
Yeah.
I think that's a wrap from us then. Thank you, Rob.
Wicked.
I'm sure you're going to smash it now.
Thanks.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Nice to meet you. Bye. Bye. Thanks. Nothing getting hanging. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Perfect.